Excitement is building here in Castlebar for the Mayo Stages Rally, as this event marks the launch of the 2020 season of the Sligo Pallets Border Rally Championship.
Based in the northwest region of Ireland, the 6-round Border Championship is a hugely popular series amongst competitors, as each class has an equal chance of winning the overall title. Ten points are granted for a class win, with the driver and navigator amassing the most points from 4 out of 6 rounds at the end of the season, declared as winners. The Border Championship has grown in stature over the past decade, and a major factor in its development is the continued support of series sponsor Andrew Mullen.
Actually, it was only meant to be start off with 1 year. This is the 10th season. I'm still here. I was in rallying myself for a good few years, and that, I kind of give it up. I still have the foot in the door, so to speak. Love doing it. I wouldn't be here otherwise. It's great this year that we're doing the TV coverage with On the Limits as well, giving the border a very big boost this year. Hopefully it'll go well.
It's been 11 years since this event was held here in Castlebar, and the entry list boasts the cream of the crop in Irish rallying, with no less than 6 national champions all vying for the top spot. Josh, you're our top seed on the road. Exciting day ahead.
Yeah, the stages out there, we're in the R5 this weekend, but the stages probably suit the R5 very well, but very tricky and a lot of driving in them. So yeah, we're looking forward to them, and hopefully have a good day.
I'm feeling pretty good. I had a small test there during the week. First time I've been in a car since Galway last year, so no, car hasn't changed. It is what it is, but rare to go now this morning. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing where we're going to lie with the guys. Glad that Josh is here in the R5, not the World Car, so he'll be the benchmark, I think, today. But I think the likes of Roy and Patter will also be at it, so it's going to be a tough day.
So, with the introductions over, it was time for the main event, as the crews left rally headquarters of the TF Royal Hotel in Castlebar to tackle the first loop of 3 stages. Sadly, the weather wasn't ideal, as Josh Moffett got underway in his Hyundai i20 R5. Intermittent showers with heavy rain and hailstones forecast for the rest of the day. It was promising to be a challenging day for everyone involved. Standing water proved the main concern for Josh across the opening test. Indeed, Stage 2 was cancelled on a difficult morning for the crews, but by the end of Stage 3, Josh and navigator Andy Hayes led by 7.9 seconds. Although caution was essential in the tricky conditions, Donna Kelly felt he was a little overcautious in his VW Polo R5. He hoped that a change of tyres at service would help himself and Conor Foley push a bit harder on the second run through the stages.
Flat 1 right, see it on the pillar. 80, flat 2 left, keep in. 150, short 3 right, see it. And 2 right up.
Patter Herson and Damien Connolly were 3rd overall and also struggling with the conditions in their Fiesta WRC.
Pretty slippy on there, so it is, really it's hard to get the grips on where to brake and where not to, but we're finished. We got one done anyway.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Step on over, press it, the left one in, 200.
Just 2.7 seconds further back in 4th was the similar machine of Roy White and James O'Brien.
Flat right, over 60, in the flat left over the crest, 250. Don't come out of it. Flat crest after the green box, 200. Then flat crest at the lane on the left, 100. Then crest only 30, turn right, 5 under the wire. Mind your braking.
First of the 2-wheel drive cars on the road was the Mark II Escort of Damien Toner and Denver Rafferty. Sadly, things didn't go well for the pair as they ground to a halt with mechanical trouble on Stage 1.
Damien, disappointment, stage 1 and you're off.
Oh, couldn't believe it. It must be a sensor up in the engine. She's just cutting out and not taking the rev. So disappointing, but there's now plenty more.
Gary Kiernan and Ryan Moore lost time slowing the check on Toner's stranded Escort, but nonetheless they emerged from the opening loop leading the two-wheel drive class and holding 5th overall. .4 seconds behind and 6th was the Ford Focus WRC of Scottish visitors Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton. Fellow Scot David Bogie was just 4.2 seconds adrift in 7th, whilst holding 2nd in the two-wheel drive class.
Yeah, a lot of standing water, so yeah, we had an okay run, but very difficult. Got to watch what you're doing.
Jason Black had a fine drive in the 2-litre Toyota Starlet on stage 1, trailing Kiernan's 2.5-litre Escort by just 4 seconds. He slipped to 3rd two-wheel drive and 8th overall by the end of the loop.
Square left gravel, watch your exit, and 3 right over crest bump, and short 5 right. Short 5 right, and 3 left, into the long 3 right up. You took the in off it, and 3 left over crest bump, into 4 right. 4 right.
3-time national champion Niall Maguire didn't fare well on the opening test. He put his Subaru S12 WRC off the road, but thankfully he and navigator Anthony Nestor were okay. 5-time tarmac champion Eugene Donnelly got held up at the scene of both Damien Toner and Niall Maguire's mishaps, and his time suffered accordingly. He climbed from 19th to 9th overall after 2 stages in the Sligo Pallets backed Proton iRes R5.
Straight flat crest jump 180 past the wall. Flat 2 right opens 80, brake 3 right tightens in. 2 right opens 80, brake 3 right in.
Andrew's been involved with the Border Championship here for the last 10. He's been involved with me almost 20 years. It's a great business. I'm involved in it as well as the rallying side of it. It's a great championship this year. It's got fantastic television coverage. And obviously with Andrew sponsoring the championship and the big involvement with Sligo Pallets, it's only right I think we should register for the championship and, you know, do the rounds and have a bit of fun.
Ian Roach and JJ Kremen trailed Donnelly and McElhinney by 6 seconds and held 10th overall in their Subaru S10 WRC.
Yeah, we kind of know where to push now, where not to push. You know, you can take the chance and really push, but you could end up where Niall ended up, like, you know. So we'll keep pushing now.
Just a fraction of a second behind in 11th was the Escort of Mickey Conlon and Martin Byrne. The pair were 4th in the two-wheel drive battle. Declan McCrory was one of the few to actually enjoy the slippy conditions and was pushing for a top 10 spot early on. Sadly, differential trouble in the Fiesta R5 saw him drop 13 places on stage 3. No major dramas for Paul Rowley. The New York-based Longford man was 12th overall with navigator Darragh Mullen. With Jason Black leading the 2-litre Class 13 category, there was a great battle for second place between 2 Toyota Corolla twin cams. So far, Raymond Conlon was just ahead of John Warren, but it couldn't have been much closer with 0.2 of a second separating them after 2 stages.
60, back off for 6 left over the big crest jump. 40, long fast, 4 right up into flat crest, and 6 left, 8 over crest, 150. Flat crest again, 150 over the tip, right on flat crest at the wall, 40, brake for the crest jump and unseen turn square right over crest.
Also contesting Class 13 was event co-sponsor Jerry Casey of Casey's Londis Castlebar. He was in the hunt for top local honours with Jared Gill navigating in the Escort Mark II. But back at the head of the overall leaderboard, it was Josh Moffett setting the pace ahead of Donna Kelly, Patter Herson, Roy White and Gary Kiernan. The action from the TF Royal Hotel Londis Mayo Stages Rally continues after this short break. Welcome back to Castlebar for part 2 of the TF Royal Hotel Londis Mayo Stages Rally. The event hadn't been hosted here for 11 years, and Pat Jennings of the TF Royal Hotel and Theatre was delighted that the rally was back in town.
It benefits everybody, from the guy in the petrol station to the guy selling bread to everywhere, right? So we're pleased to welcome, after 11 years, is it, since the rally was in Castlebar, and we're looking forward to hosting it again next year.
Rallies provide a massive boost to the local economy, a fact not lost on Mick Shaw, a long-time supporter of the Sligo Pallets Border Championship, and what it brings to the host communities.
We've been delighted to be involved with Andrew and Sligo Pallets for the last number of years, and he's been a very good customer of Shaw Commercials with the purchase of a number of Renault trucks over the years, and we're delighted to be involved with Sligo Pallets.
Back to the action out on the stages now, where the crews were about to tackle the second loop, and quickest on the first test was rally leader Josh Moffett. Conditions were still far from ideal, with intermittent heavy showers making life very difficult. Despite this, Moffett increased his overall lead to 21 seconds after 6 stages. Donna Kelly's push to reel in Moffett was dealt a blow early on stage 4. He got held up by Roy White, who had suffered a puncture in his Fiesta, and the pair lost a lot of time to the pace setters. Kelly slipped to 3rd overall, but a quickest time on stage 5 and 2nd quickest on stage 6 saw him regain 2nd place before the final service halt. Pater Herson had climbed to 2nd ahead of Kelly on stage 4, but he still wasn't confident in the conditions and slipped to 3rd on stage 6, 9 seconds off Kelly. Roy White was now 5th, a fastest time on stage 6, propelling him up from 8th place, the position he found himself in as a result of this deflating moment on stage 4.
Flat right 130. And it's pressing the right 3 over 80 opens. Repeat, right 3 over 80. Puncture. Okay.
Matters could have been worse, however, as Ewan Thorburn and Paul Beaton found out. The Scottish crew made an unscheduled visit to the scenery on stage 6, causing a fair bit of damage, but thankfully only to their Fiesta WRC and some fencing. The two-wheel drive contest was really intensifying as Gary Kiernan and David Bogie went toe-to-toe across the afternoon stages. Kiernan just shaded stage 4 by a mere 1/10 of a second before going 4.5 seconds quicker on stage 5. Bogie responded by going 4.2 seconds quicker on stage 6, leaving just 7 seconds between them at the final service halt.
The loop really evened out. We had 4 on him on one stage and he took 4 on the other, so we're back to square one again, so it's flat out again and see where we can finish up.
Declan, it hasn't been an easy run through for you.
This morning, in fairness, we had a good time in the first stage, but the third stage, something in the diff went or locked up or something. We're just not quite sure. I think we're 12th now overall, 3rd in the class. So
you going to push hard into the last loop?
Yeah, oh, for sure. There's still a 2nd and a 1st there.
Let's wrap up the various class battles now, and there was a big shake-up in the junior class where mechanical issues saw former leaders Trevor and Graham Roach drop to 4th place. There was mechanical trouble for Jack McKenna and Paddy McCrudden too. The pair had taken over the class lead on stage 4 only to bow out on the final test with a broken gearbox. It looked like Jack Brunton and Dara Kelly would secure the junior win, but a final stage puncture meant they had to settle for 3rd place behind runners-up Killian O'Brien and Eugene Cronin. Proving the old rallying adage, to finish first you have to finish, Shane Norris and Anthony McDonald were surprised and delighted in equal measure to take the junior class win back at the TF Royal Hotel in Castlebar.
Delighted now. It was an eventful day and the lads around us had bad luck and a bit like that, so it was still nice to get to the finish and see a result from it. So it was great to get good points for the championship as well. So.
In Class 1, Colin Mullins and Des Sherlock were victors in yet another Honda Civic. William Creighton and Liam Regan had been the pace setters in Class 2 until they clipped a rock and broke a wheel on Stage 3. They returned for Rally 2 to claim second in class behind winners Eamon Kelly and Conor Mohan in their Ford Fiesta R2. Topping Class 3 was the Peugeot 306 of Roger Kennedy and Wendy Blackledge. Brendan Friel and Aoife Stewart took the Class 9 honours in their Nissan Micra. Alvin Alcorn and Barry Melly were Class 10 winners in their Toyota Corolla. There was plenty of competition in Class 11F, where Mayo-based Scotsman Gordon Nimmo took 4th place, with Crystal Culkeen calling the notes in the Supermax Ford Fiesta. After a 3-year break from rallying, Justin Ryan was a bit rusty on the opening stages. The Mayo clubman improved as the day progressed, but a high-speed spin and a close encounter with a pillar on Stage 8 left him feeling lucky to finish 3rd in class with navigator Gary Collins. The Galway Monaghan pairing of Des Lyons and Aisling McCardle were 2nd in class. But it was Donegal crew Liam McMullen and Christy McLaughlin who took the Class 11F honours, finishing 21st overall in Mayo. 8.4 seconds ahead and 20th was the escort of Sean Doherty, who won Class 11R with navigator Chris Harley. In the hotly contested Class 12 battle, Bill Armstrong and Andrew Wedlock took 3rd place and finished 17th overall. James Castey and Donal Lennon took 2nd in class and 14th overall, 9.6 seconds behind winners Brian Armstrong and Aidan Gallagher, the reigning border champions finishing in 13th place. There was misfortune for Class 13 competitors Tommy O'Connell and Thomas Wedlock, who put their escort out of the rally not far from the end of the final stage.
Slowing left on crest, bumps and a 4 left. And a 4 left now. And very short 4 right.
After crashing out of the Donegal Harvest Rally at the end of last year, Daniel Conahan and Terence McGee were happy to take 5th in Class 13 and 19th overall at a tricky Mayo Stages Rally. Just 0.6 seconds ahead and 18th was the Escort Mark I of Jason Tuchel and Ben Taggart. The Dublin Down pairing taking 4th in Class 13. Mayo club members John Warren and Ruth Ann Connor had taken over 2nd in class at the end of Stage 5, but their Toyota developed a misfire on Stage 7 and they had to settle for 3rd in class and 10th overall. No trouble for Raymond Conlon across the closing stages as he took 2nd in class and 7th overall with navigator Damien Fleming. Jason Black and Carl Egan had a tremendous drive in the Toyota Starlet to win Class 13 and finish 5th overall in Mayo.
Crest 3 left, slippy, opens, long 1 left. In the small flat crest. Woo!
In Class 15, former border champion Arthur Cairns took a Subaru Impreza 555 to 2nd place with navigator Conor Maguire. Ian Roach and JJ Kremen took the Class 15 honours and finished 11th overall in the Impreza S10. 1 place behind on the overall leaderboard were Class 7 trophy winners Colin O'Rourke and Shane Gilhooly in the Fiesta WRC. Derbyshire crew Simon Chapman and Peter Foy took the Class 20 win in their Proton Millington. Colin Flanagan and Barry McLaughlin brought their Mitsubishi Evo 9 to second in Group N and 16th overall, behind class winners Niall Devine and Liam McIntyre, who finished 8th overall in their Evo 9.
Turn it hairpin right round the wheels. Hairpin right here now, hairpin right here now. 40, right on crest, 60.
There was drama in the Class 5 contest in the final loop, as Eugene Dundee clipped the same corner that punctured Roy White's tyre on stage 4. The damage to the Proton R5 steering proved decisive though, and he retired. Paul Rowley and Dara Mullen slid their Fiesta R5 off on the next stage. It was a steep learning curve for David Carney on his debut drive in the Fiesta R5. The local driver took second in class and 9th overall with navigator Ray Fitzpatrick. Declan McCrory and Stephen O'Hanlon overcame early differential trouble in their Fiesta to take the Class 5 trophy and finish 6th overall.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Into the battle for overall podium positions now, and there was a titanic tussle for the top two-wheel drive honours between David Bogie and Gary Kiernan across the final loop. Bogie had 7 seconds to make up on Kiernan, and the Scot took 3 out of that on stage 7. Kiernan took 6 back on stage 8 to increase his lead to 10 seconds, and despite Bogie going quicker by 7 on the final test, it wasn't enough, and he had to settle for 2nd in class and 4th overall with navigator John Rowan. Kiernan and navigator Ryan Moore held on to take the two-wheel drive win by just 3.3 seconds and finished a fantastic 3rd overall at the Mayo Stages Rally.
Gary, you've quite a lot of titles gathered. 3rd overall in the rally, top two-wheel drive and drive of the day.
Yeah, it's been a good weekend for us. David pushed us the whole way to the end. We nearly decided on the last stage, but look, I'm happy. I can't complain with that result.
Patter Herson and Damien Conley had been in 3rd, but they went off on the penultimate stage. Roy White and James O'Brien had been in 4th overall going into the final loop, and they really pushed hard across the closing stage to set 2 fastest times and finish 2nd overall in the Fiesta WRC.
Give her lit, left one over crest down, 230, give her lit, crest in the flat right, down in the dip, 330, give her lit, 330, flat right, go, 330, flat left before the gates.
Everybody said at the start of the day it's going to be a finishers rally, and there turned out to be a real sting in the tail here. We had our troubles earlier on the day, but we put that behind us and put in some quick times as well, so looking forward to heading to the next round.
Josh Moffett and Andy Hayes had led the rally all day long, but misfortune struck just before the final test, when fuel pump problems in the Hyundai R5 forced retirement. Quickest in stage 7, Donna Kelly and Connor Foley inherited the lead after Moffett's retirement to take the Mayo Stages win in their VW Polo R5.
And you have 40 after it for 2 left, keep in. Repeat, 2 left, keep in the mid over crest, and caution 1 right over crest, slowing.
You know, after our drama on stage 4 this morning and we had the time loss, I didn't expect this, and we stayed at it all day. We've had some good times. Happy with the result and looking forward to the next round.
And there's confirmation of the results at the TF Royal Hotel Londis Mayo Stages Rally. Round 1 of the Sligo Pallets Border Rally Championship.
Josh Moffett led all day long, but a technical issue took him out before he could embark upon stage 9. So it's Donna Kelly who takes the win here at the Mayo Stages Rally. But we'll be doing it all again when we go to Monaghan for round 2 of the Sligo Pallets Border Rally Championship. Do join us then.